listen to your goals, then design a custom loan that saves you up to $1,000 a month. It's a simple and straightforward process, and it's a big reason why they have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been customizing home loans across the country for over 20 years. So, whether you're looking to buy a new home or refinance your current mortgage, choose the experts at American Financing. The process is fast, the savings are incredible. It only takes 10 minutes to start. Call 303-695-7000.
Yes, sir.
That's 303-695-7000. Or apply online at AmericanFinancing.net. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
It's your shot to win $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword BANK to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BANK to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Wow, what a crappy day it is, but a great day to talk. This is a consumer show where you can get help. Today is car day, but we don't have to concentrate on cars. We can if you want. And all you have to do is have some fun today. Sit back, be safe, and call 303-713-TALK. And if you're listening online or anywhere else and you want to know when to call and how to call and you don't know when because you're not listening live, that's fine too. We are on Facebook and YouTube and referralist.com. You can call 303-MARTINO whenever you want, 303-627-8466. Pass that number around, especially, you know, not a day goes by and somebody says, somebody on next door told me this and somebody on next door told me that. And they hear about scams, and then you get the neighborhood moron who thinks they know everything on there trying to answer and tell you how to solve that problem. If you have a problem, why don't you pass that along to your people on next door that all they have to do is call 303-MARTINO and we solve problems. Or we certainly try. Marcia, what's going on with you? Hello, Marcia. What's happening?
Hi. Well, one of those, what you said in your commercials, where you get those knuckleheads.
What happened?
Basically, I went to visit some family in an apartment complex.
Oh, no.
I say we were there maybe an hour at the most, and I walked out and seen a boot on my car.
God, here's the deal.
Anything that says, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is a new trend now. What they do is they boot your car. Now, private owners can do that. They can use a service to boot your car if it's contractual. In other words, they warn you, you know it, you come in, you park. There was a place. The name of the business escapes me now, Dan. We went to war with. We sawed off their boot, destroyed it, got the car back. Because here's why. The way they were doing it is wrong. They were saying, listen to what they said. They had a sign that said, cars that are illegally parked or not parked in the designated spots will be towed. It was something ambiguous. But there was never any spots marked, ever. In other words, they said guests had to park in guest parking, but there was no guest parking. There was nothing marked. There was no way to know if someone was a guest or a tenant. And I thought it was ambiguous enough that I would have gone to court about it. That woman did not deserve a boot because it was unclear as to where to park. Anybody could have booted any car anywhere. So the main thing I want to find out about this boot, while the boot is outrageous, you know, the cops don't get involved. No one gets involved. They can pretty much boot you on private property, but they have to have warning. So what I want to know, was there designated parking for guests and you did not use it?
No, not that I've seen or that I recorded, because I took a video.
So nowhere in the parking lot. Nowhere in the parking lot. Now, was there any warning that if you were parked, Go ahead.
They said it was at the entrance and the exits, but I took video of that and there was no sign.
This sounds like that same company. They love doing this without signs. They don't warn you on purpose, and then they make you pay to get the boot off. Did you get it off? Oh wait, your violation says no parking permit. It doesn't say improper parking.
It says parking violation. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's smart.
Permit. Yeah.
No parking permit. So where you were parked required a permit?
Nope.
Where are the photos of it? You said you had photos of the parking lot.
I do.
Well, we need to see them because, I mean, I'm not going to take your word at it. I'm going to believe you. Well, I will take your word at it. But if we go to war and fight these people, how much did you pay?
Just $100.
Oh, you didn't have to pay any. Oh, you know what it says? Do not tamper with device. If you do, you will be charged $550. Yeah, BS.
Yep.
We sawed it. In fact, Jeff helped us. We hacksawed the damn thing off or grinded it off. Do you remember that problem, Jeff Vick? Kimmer Transmission, we had it towed over to your place. Do you remember that one? That one had no warning signs anywhere. See, I don't mind if there's a sign that says caution or aware or beware, illegally parked cars or cars without a permit will be towed, or cars parked, guests park in resident spots or improper. But then you have to know where to park. You're telling me that there was nowhere did it say you needed a parking permit anywhere?
Nowhere. And
I don't believe it. That's hard to believe. So how are you supposed to know? So if you're a guest there, where do you park normally? Where would people park not to get booted?
So before they started doing this, I guess, I used to park in the same area that I parked before. And there was never a problem.
What?
So
Yeah.
Me coming over to visit my family, I never seen where there was a sign or anything else.
This parking company, I wish, is it Park It Right or something like that? It was something like that, Park Right or Park It Right. Anyway, this company kept saying, they kept saying, well, everyone knew you need a parking permit. But people driving in don't know you need a parking permit unless there's a sign there. And there was no sign. What's the name of this complex?
That I don't.
Well, I need to know where you were. What's the name of the apartment complex?
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, Marcia, here's what I want, okay? We need the parking lot, and we need to send a deputy over there to look. If there are no signs, you ought to sue them in small claims court, and we ought to go after them. I want to know, you say there were no signs anywhere. Nobody would know if you need a permit or not. It says vehicle will be towed in 72 hours, and then you had to send payment. But we don't have any information to go on. Dan, did she email this to us?
Yes, she did. Yeah,
Okay.
She took a picture of the phone and emailed it.
Get the information for us. I need the name of the place. I need an address so we can go over and look, and I'd like to know where you were parked in there. Remember, they can boot your car on private property, but they can't do it blindly. It can't be what they call unconscionable. There needs to be some kind of warning, and the warning has to be more than this. Parking permits required. Well, okay, parking permits required for where? Unless every spot is parking permit and no guests can come. And if people, listen, if tenants get a notice that says, beware, everyone needs a parking permit, even guests need to stop at the office and get a permit. Even that does not warn someone who is driving in there. You can't assume everyone driving into a parking lot has talked to someone who lives there. What if it's someone doing sales? What if it's someone who's servicing something? You can't make your notice be that the tenants should tell you. That doesn't fly in court. It has to be something someone driving in can see and understand. So by driving into that parking lot, I need to be able to drive in and clearly see that there is a consequence for parking in certain areas. Now, a lot of people say, why should I have to say anything? If you're parking on my private lot, why should I? Well, because that's the way it is. You have to notify people that it will be towed or booted. And you have to give them parameters. You can say no parking for anyone ever outside of residence, yes. But she is saying there was no sign anywhere. So I want to check it out. Mason says his coolant needs to be replaced, but I don't understand this. Mason, are you calling about coolant or about an engine problem?
About an engine problem, Tom. Can you hear me?
Yes, and what did you tell Daphne about the coolant?
Okay, so what happened was car was overheating. We took it to Firestone. It's a 2015 Ford Escape. It has 66,000 miles. And the Firestone told me that the head gasket had failed and that there was coolant in the third cylinder of the engine.
All right, hold on. We'll come back to you. A head gasket will cause coolant to leak into the engine, which will ruin it if not caught right away. We'll talk about it coming up. 303-713-TALK.
MCBDshop.com says no more. No more low-quality CBD for you.
So I guess my question on that was, do they need a new engine?
Short of breaking it down, it's hard to say. I mean, if the coolant has gotten down into the crankcase, it's a good possibility because it'll wash out the bearings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we invested in the one that they built right out by line CBD. And so my husband still takes the Corvette out there, but I don't like, the Corvette's too much in the car for me. It just is.
All right, Rod's here. Do you want him right here?
Hey, man.
I think that'd be easier,
Oh, you know
probably.
what? Mark is not going to be here.
Oh, he's not?
Come on over here, then.
Go, yeah, why don't you go over where
Yeah,
you want to do it here?
This is bad because that mic is too close to mine. If we
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
have to use it, I don't want to.
Perfect. All right, are you doing okay in here?
Yeah.
There should be a water there for you. Yeah, I just got a text from them. They made it to Castle
Water
Rock,
here.
and they
Just
can't
like-
get any further. It's
I'll get you some headphones.
Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. Used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. And even though it's a snowy day, I'll bet you they'll be there as they are every day, Monday through Saturday. And by the way, they get new cars all the time. So if you have been there and say, well, they didn't have what I want, give them a call, 303-426-4646, or go on RockiesAutos.com. But as I said, they often change inventory. Here's one of the hallmarks of the place, okay? They disclose the price on every single car. So you'll know what it costs simply by going there and looking. And they also have loans laid out for each car with a monthly payment. They can originate loans. They have 40 lenders to choose from. Monday through Friday, 9 to 7. Saturdays, 9 to 6. 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. Yes, they're open, even in the snow.
You've been lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Inc. Magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and if you're over 55 with an IRA or 401k, I want to give you a free copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because according to Time Magazine, Wall Street's 401ks have failed millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA and the crash years ago,
I think they gave him like
since then I
8
discovered a way to
grand or
grow money
something like
potential
that for
double
that.
digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also
For the car?
Yeah.
protected when the next stock market.
They bought it for $8 grand, or they
No,
Did you want me to see if
they paid $8 grand?
no, they were running.
See if
That's what
there's
they
a
said it
delivery
would
to
cost.
the
I think that's what gets, yeah.
Is that more so what
All
he's
right,
looking
I
into,
have
is
to go
pricing?
downstairs to get your card
he says
because
that,
I
he's not gonna do it.
Left it downstairs.
I have a card.
My thing is,
Do you have it that I
does he
can
need
put
a
on?
new
I mean, I
engine
have
with
your
that in
card
there,
number
but
for
I guess it's
TSS.
all-
Well, if possibly,
Yeah, I
possibly,
just gotta
because
get
the
it.
Okay, so you can
crankcase
just send
will
it
wash
to
out the
me so I
bearings
can
and then
go
you're in
down
trouble,
and
yes. Now,
Just see if they're delivered.
for example, I mean, Ford actually has a lot of problems with that on the 2-liter. And the recommendation is a complete long block assembly. It's not just to do a head. So from Ford, they're recommending replacing the engine. So,
The FBI calls title theft one of the fastest growing white-collar crimes. And this story is why you need Home Title Lock. Deborah says criminals found the title to our home online and filed fraudulent documents claiming they owned our home. Wait, it gets worse. Deborah goes on to say, I was evicted from my own home and 85 grand in equity gone. Nobody believes you can get your home stolen this easily. This is why you need Home Title Lock, because no insurance or bank protects your home from title theft. First things first, Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if your home's title has been tampered with. You need to protect the legal title to your home so you don't end up like Deborah. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now for 60 risk-free days of protection. Again, that's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
If you have traditional insulation in your walls, you're probably paying too much on energy bills. You need the right insulation for true efficiency. Whether upgrading or building new, you need the incredible Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. This is not foam you see in cans at big box stores. This is advanced injection foam, filling wall cavities, maintaining our value permanently in all temperatures. No hassle application. Injected from outside the home, compacting existing insulation, filling every nook and cranny around you.
How's the drive in, guys?
Environmentally friendly, no off-gassing.
Traffic bad? A little slow.
It's the traffic's the worst part, it's not the roads.
Yeah. As long as you got good tires and all-wheel drive.
You have everything to gain, nothing to
Yes, Tom, send that to me. I am it to me ASAP.
I did see I don't know if it was a Camaro or what, rear-wheel drive. Couldn't make it up a little. You know, they're just spinning around.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for
You only got to do that one time where you say, this ain't gonna work.
I was hoping to buy tires for my wife next winter, but I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and get tires.
I tell you, new tires makes a big deal. Then that new law about going over I-70.
Right.
Where you can customize your coverage so you only pay for what you need. Denver's talk station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Now #1 for podcasting.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Get cozy today. Don't go out, man. It sucks. But we have Jeff Vick with us from Kimmer Transmission and Rod Greer from JFR Cars. And, of course, we don't have Mark and Suzanne. They live in an area where they get snow. And so, really, I get this email every time it snows. I think this is Mark. He just can't make it.
Email you got? So what is it? An MP3?
Voicemail. That's the voicemail. Every time I get it. So that's usually if there's 2 inches or more. So anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We're going to talk about this number 3 cylinder and coolant, but we don't want to get too technical. Mason, first of all, why'd you take it into a shop? What was wrong with it? What did you notice?
It was overheating.
Overheating, okay. So
Yeah.
when a car overheats, you look at obvious things. You know, the health of the coolant, the coolant levels. What else do you look at?
The thermostat. You're looking for any sort of blockages.
Leaks.
The simple stuff.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid.
So then they said you had something major. You had a cylinder head leak. That's one of the things you would check. So they said your cylinder head gasket was bad?
Yep.
Did they show it to you or show you anything?
No, they didn't.
So what happened?
So they suggested that they wouldn't do that work to replace a head gasket or to replane the head, which is what you're supposed to do.
So they were not trying to get any work out of you.
No, they suggested I take it to a Ford dealer to have it evaluated further because they also thought Ford might want to provide some warranty coverage because the car was only like 6,000 miles out of warranty.
6,000 miles out of warranty, but
yep.
Okay, but it's out of warranty by 6,000 miles, and it's a 15?
Yeah.
So what kind of, was this a 5-year warranty?
Yeah, it was 5 years, 60,000, I believe.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What happened then?
So then we took it to AutoNation Ford in Littleton, and they diagnosed the problem the exact same way. They thought they
head
came up with
gasket.
the same yeah.
So are we down to whether or not they should do it or what? Or is the whole engine blown? What's wrong?
Yeah, so the Ford dealer suggested that we put a new engine in the car. That was the way to solve the problem.
Why? Why not just do the head? Could they have
That
done
is
enough?
the recommended way that Ford is actually addressing this. They actually have a lot more problems on the 2-liter EcoBoost, and it's also leakage into the cylinders.
So this is a known problem.
It's something Ford is seeing more and more of, yes.
At what mileage?
They don't have a specific mileage they show that.
At Firestone, that they had another car very recently, similar miles, similar age, same generation.
So what will Ford do for you? Anything?
Nothing. I called them. The service department called them. Basically, they said they might have supported me if I had been a loyal Ford customer and bought lots of Fords, but this is the first Ford I ever owned, and so basically they're not interested in helping me.
Who told you that?
The service department.
Yeah. What they mean is if they had somebody who's been a lifelong Ford guy, I mean, that they're right. They do bend the rules a bit, and they have latitude, but they're choosing not to do it. It's only 6,000 miles out of warranty?
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you have service records?
Yeah, there was fairly decent service records on it. It had been we bought it used, which didn't help our cause either.
No, and in fact, forget it. Yeah. I can't even do anything about that. I was going to say if you had this from new and had a warranty, you have no idea how this truck was treated.
Well,
how many miles?
I mean, we had the Carfax, which had all the records of it being to the dealer.
How many miles were on this when you bought it?
About 50,000.
Okay, man. So most of the miles were on there. So what, you put only 5,000 miles on it?
No, we put 16 in about a year and a half.
16,000. Oh, yeah, because it's over warranty, right? Okay.
Yeah.
16. Well, here's the deal, man. That even makes it more difficult, if not impossible. Makes it, I doubt that we can do anything to force them. I mean, you're the second owner. Jeff, I mean, they don't move on second owners.
You're going to have a hard time getting to move anyway. I mean, you would have to try to climb the ladder from where you are at now.
Yeah.
You know, squeaky wheel.
But here's the problem. That guy put 50,000 miles on it. Carfax doesn't tell you how this guy drove.
No.
I mean, but if it's a known problem, what are other Ford people saying? I mean, are they fixing them for anyone? Does anyone know that? I mean, do we have a Ford? Do you know any Ford owners that have had this? I'm going to put the call out, Mason, and we'll call you back. I mean, if we can get at least anyone that has had this done. I don't know what they use to get it done, but they're looking at you saying you never bought a Ford before, and this one you didn't even buy from Ford. You bought from an individual. I'm serious, man. I don't think you have a really strong case. Now, you may not want to have called to hear that when I say I solve problems, but we can't do the impossible. I mean, this is something where you buy a car with 50,000 miles, and it has a warranty, but it's too much. I mean, it's out of warranty by $6,000 plus 6,000 miles over plus another guy owned it for 50,000 miles. You can't even vouch for how it was treated. This is the problem I'm finding.
And obviously, the cost of an engine is pretty extramental. I mean, he's
no,
probably looking between $7,000 and $8,000 for that.
You may want to consider, small claims court, but I don't think you'll get anywhere. I really don't think you'll get anywhere. Rod, you deal with a lot of used cars. What do you think?
The only answer I can give you is maybe consider a used motor and have them swap one in with low miles, and that'll probably cut that price a little bit.
How much will that cost, though, Jeff? Even that, a used?
Even on a used one, he's probably looking around $4,500 to $5,000.
Golly!
So, I mean, if another option, and he mentioned doing head gaskets, get a separate evaluation from somebody who does heavy mechanical.
I mean,
may be willing to, go into the possibility, can we put a head gasket on it and save this engine?
But why don't they put a head gasket? Why didn't they even think about it? Mason, did they tell you why they're not even considering a head gasket?
Yeah, they did not bring that up.
Well,
I didn't ask them. They just.
You need. Is it drivable?
Well, I guess. I mean, we got it to the Ford dealer from Firestone.
I mean, you need to get somebody to look at this because, I mean, if the engine's ruined, it's not going to do much more getting it to another place.
If you've got coolant down into the crankcase, it's washing out those bearings and you're done.
Already?
If the coolant has gotten into the crankcase, it does not take long. You lose lubrication to those main bearings and you're done.
Andrea, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I got a problem trying to title a vehicle or transfer title on a vehicle after the owner died.
All right, so how long did you own the vehicle?
We didn't own it. The owner was my father-in-law, and he passed away at the end of November. And he had a will, and but everything in his estate was TOD, apart from his car. And now we're trying to transfer.
So everything was either a beneficiary's deed or payable on death. Let's get a hold of Blake Harris, attorney at law. He is with Mile High Estate Planning. Let's see if he can help us.
This is Denver's. Somebody know Mandolin? You can screw with her. She'll have her Facebook open.
Who?
Somebody named Mandolin.
Impact traffic. Still some problems to recover from in
Tom, I'm sending you the pictures of that
southbound I-25 right around 23rd.
I don't see anything there, but it's dark and
from the highway, but
and then also the address of where it's at.
And then northbound I-25, just a little north of I-70, an accident still working, not far from Grizzly Rose. I-70 east and west across the city in pretty good shape, just slower speeds with slick conditions, and they've cleaned up that accident now. Westbound I-70 abated there. Snow continues today and tonight, another 3 to 5 inches, 32 the high, the overnight low 22.
It's important.
23 in Denver now. With your impact traffic and weather, Dave Hunter, 630 KHOW.
This report is sponsored by new Mucinex Night Shift.
Why does Bob look like a zombie?
Oh, didn't sleep last night because it was cold.
How long does it take before it washes out the bearings, Jeff?
It just depends on the extent of the leak.
Let's talk about Denver trial lawyers, because this is an important call to make. If you've been screwed around, damaged and injured, you don't know where to turn. These are the guys you go to when no one else knows what to do. You know, medical malpractice is one of those. Another one, a product liability. Something happened with a product that injured you or disfigured you, or sexual harassment, a doctor, a hospital, a therapist, nursing homes, where you don't know where to go. They call them catastrophic injuries. I call them injuries. Any injury, you can call for free consultations at denvertriallawyers.com, 303-571-5302.
Whitecap Beer's Serial Entrepreneur. Patriot Software provides American businesses with easy, cloud-based, premium accounting software and full-service payroll for up to 100 employees. Business owners love the simplicity, price, and our U.S.-based support. And accountants love the powerful capabilities. Check out our nearly perfect 5 out of 5-star ratings. Keep your time and money.
Guys, this Valentine's Day, give her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas. Available exclusively at pajamagram.com.
So, is it the head that warped, Jeff, or
No,
why is this?
Until you take it off, you don't know for sure. But it's probably just blown the gasket.
But why? So Ford just had bad gaskets.
Yeah, I mean, they see a lot of them on the 2.0 EcoBoost, and Ford they don't even screw around with it. You just pull the motor, replace the motor, replace the turbo, replace the cooling system, get it back on the road.
But it is the gasket that's just, it's not a warped head or anything.
No, if you're going to try to do a gasket, you send the head out and have it planed. But the likelihood is it's just the gasket. Subaru's got a huge problem with that.
So they bought bad gaskets then, or?
Yeah, it's bad design.
Okay.
You got a weak spot somewhere along the webbing.
And rather than doing a complete recall, they just let it go and hopefully the balance.
Well, it's a recall. It's not a safety item.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So short of it.
Put a campaign on it.
Well, yeah, but short of it being so egregious and so many of them out there, they're not going to. You know, I mean, I was going to put, my truck. I got a 16 Duramax, and I had one of my def heaters went out. The #1 def heater went out, and I just haven't gotten around to replacing it. Well, evidently it's a pretty huge issue because I just literally got a thing in the mail from GM says, these def heaters are going bad, it's a program issue, bring it in, we'll fix it for free. They've extended the warranty up to 100,000 miles.
And it was out with the 2.0 or the 2.7 that's in the truck?
The Duramax.
No, I mean not yours, but the caller.
For the EcoBoost, his is a 1.6. 2.0 EcoBoost is The one that they see the most of the problems with.
2.0. Okay. And the Ford Fusion and
The Ford Fusion wasn't a good idea by anybody anyway. Between that, the DPS6 and everything else, buying a Fusion, Ford is all I could afford.
I lost a lot of money last quarter. Then GM actually made money even though we had that strike.
Yeah.
So I guess that's...
Chrysler's doing good.
Are they doing good?
They sold a lot of trucks last year. I mean, yeah.
Well, the new design on that truck's an attractive truck.
It's very much so. Fuel economy's great on it. So I guess we're gonna who is it that's gonna buy? I think Peugeot. Fiat's gonna buy Peugeot because Fiat owns Chrysler. So I don't know what ad that's gonna do to Mopar or Chrysler. Peugeot was a bad car from the jump start.
Big watts.
Yeah. Peugeot.
What country is that made in?
France.
Is that their only? Is there another French car?
Yeah, they got the Fiat.
Oh, okay. Fiat's right. That sounds like somebody on the CEO knows someone, and the general ignored it. You're right. And if they could just went in there and bombed them all, because it was just all jammed up.
Yeah, because at the time the German army wasn't very strong.
Right. And then they did the blitzkrieg across there.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk. Okay, we got a lot happening here. What happens if you have a car 6,000 miles out of warranty? What do you expect? You know, how often, I get this argument, by the way, and I'm going to go back to that other one, but we get this argument all the time about cars being out of warranty. So what I ask people is this. Okay, it was 6,000 miles out. If it was 7,000 miles, do you think they should have covered it? If it's 8,000, 9,000, what's the magic number? And then it was a 60,000 mile warranty. At one time, there were only 6,000 miles. So at what point do you say that? I get it. When it's out of warranty and you're thinking, come on, man, come on. But how often do dealers fudge on that? Not dealers, manufacturers. Do you know, Jeff, how often?
That's a pretty tough nut to crack.
When it's over, it's over.
You are a number at that point.
No, I know.
If you want to make sure the car never breaks down, you never pay off the car.
Now, I'm going to get somebody on this car title to talk about it. And let me know when he's on, okay? Until he's on, I'm going to take someone else. So, Kevin, he's on right now. Okay, Blake. So we're going to go to our attorney at law for MileHighEstatePlanning.com. He's Blake Harris. He knows what he's doing, so let's ask him. So, Andrea, hold on. All right, I'll bring him up.
Okay.
So, Blake, let me explain this to you. Andrea, who is this in relation to you, Andrea?
It was my father-in-law.
Your father-in-law died, and he had a payable on death bank account. He also had some other things that were passed on to people directly. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And he had a will or not?
He did have a will.
And what was, okay, so the only thing in his estate that was not accounted for was what?
Was a 2011 BMW 328i.
2011 BMW. That's it. Everything else was accounted for.
Yeah.
What was the
There's a
approximate
little
value
bit
of
of
that
an
BMW?
explanation, though. The car was titled in Maryland, where he lived. We moved him out here to Colorado almost exactly a year ago, and he died in November. And the car is still titled in Maryland, and we did get a copy of the title, but now the car is in North Carolina because my brother-in-law needed the car, so we passed the car on to him, and now he cannot get a title for it without us here in Colorado opening probate, according to the probate office.
All right, hold on one second. I have some basic questions, Blake. I know you do, but some basic questions, Andrea. There is no contesting as far as where the car goes. You are all in agreement. Is that right?
We're all in agreement, yes.
Okay, that's one good thing. Really good. Next thing, it was titled in Maryland.
Yes.
But he, at the time of his death, was living in Colorado.
Yes.
Okay, and he died in Colorado, living with you. The car was home in Maryland, and now is with your brother-in-law. Where?
It's in North Carolina.
In North Carolina, and the brother-in-law wants it. He can't do anything with it. What's the What's the value of that car? The real value?
It's probably about $6,000.
Okay, Blake, what do they do?
Okay, so actually, this is a question that I'm not going to be able to help too much because it's a Maryland asset, and you're going to need to contact an attorney up in Maryland. Hopefully, it's like Colorado where they have a small estate affidavit, and without opening probate, you can pass a smaller asset to a beneficiary without going through probate if that asset is valued under $64,000, if the entire estate is valued under $64,000. So if this was a Colorado car, then it would be very easy. I'd have you sign a small estate affidavit.
But this has to be done in Maryland, is that right?
Yes. If you own property out of state and that property is not put into a revocable trust, then it has to be probated in the state where that asset is located. So unfortunately, this is not something that.
No, I understand that. But if it was in Colorado, they could go through a small estate. But in essence, though, what you are saying is probate is required.